Welcome back, comic book collectors and enthusiasts. My name is Brandon, and you are watching M.O.N.Comics. Tonight, we have a long time coming unboxing for the Tales of Suspense 50 that we cracked out of the PGX slab, PGX 4.0, that I then sent to my comic book presser, Jeff. Well, actually, no, he cracked it out and discovered that not only was the cover detached, but it was, in fact, a married cover. So this is the end of an experiment that's been a long time coming. And when I sent this book in for grading, I also had a Daredevil issue number 3 that Jeff had worked on. So I said I might as well get this graded because my new goal is to now grade all my DD 1 through 10. I want to have Daredevil 1 through 10 graded because it's like probably the cheapest Silver Age 1 through 10 run that you could get put together and graded. So I've got those two to open tonight. I've got some folks joining me. I've got, of course, Jeff from Comic Spa and Bruce from Up North Comics. And I could have some more joining in at some point soon. So guys, how you doing tonight? Welcome.
Good. Great weather. It was a perfect day today, actually. It was really nice.
It was nice in upstate New York and Maine. It was nice too.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks for joining. You guys were here when we cracked that slab before, and that is like my most viewed video now because people like to see failures. So this is going to be an interesting. I have not looked at anything. The hardest part of not looking at books is like when they finally pop and it says shipped. So I just had to like see that it was shipped, and then I left it alone. I didn't go back into the CGs. I didn't get tempted because I wanted to be a completely blind reaction to whatever happens. And then I just got the text notifications on my phone that a signature was required. And from there, it got easier because then once I got the books here, I just stuffed them under my desk and forgot about them. And life carried on. So I'm very excited to open them up now, though. I'm going to start with a Daredevil 3. Jeff, from your notes, because Jeff usually sends really great Post-it notes with your books about what what the CGC form estimates, what he estimates. What did you think about the Daredevil 3? Where did that land in your notes?
I think we said, yes, I wrote it down. I don't know where the heck I put it now. So I think it was like a 1.8 or a 2.0. It was somewhere right in that realm, I think.
And okay, I figured these out, but I checked the tracking numbers. That's how I was able to discern the boxes. So we're just going to get right into it so we can then get to the Tales of Suspense.
Let's hope for a 2.0.
Yeah, right. Let's hope for that 2.0. So I'm going to change the layout a little bit. There we go. So I can have you guys on still. I love these boxes for mailing stuff. Like repurposing these boxes for even raw comics. They're great. So you just check Daredevil number 3 is the packaging slip. Okay, so trying to figure out where the front is. Okay, so this is the front. So we said it was going to be, universal, straightforward, low grade.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
a qualified label.
Yeah, I'm seeing the qualified label. The 3.5. Well, they always give you a higher grade in the qualified. That makes me wonder what did they find actually.
Something else I'm already upset about is I paid for the custom label.
Okay, is that your book? Yeah, that's you have it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I want graders notes. I want to see what did they find? I don't.
This is a shock to me. We did not. Let's see what the label says. Piece missing from page 16, which it was missing a small piece, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jeff?
I remember. It was a good. Somebody cut out something on it. So why would that? Well,
Let me look at the grader's notes. Wow, I'm definitely shocked on this one. Just says piece missing from page 16 does not affect. Oh wait, here we go. Heavy creasing the cover. Take out of the bag. Heavy creasing the cover. Spine stress lines to cover. Large missing piece qualified out of page 16 does not affect story. Light tears to cover.
So that's it. The piece missing. Wow, I wouldn't have thought that would have gotten you a qualified. Yeah, that's
So
surprising.
I didn't think, like, is there anything in the book about size of pieces missing that
That's
they?
what I'm trying to find in here. I want to see if I can find.
I'm very upset about. I ordered the custom Daredevil label. Like I like the Daredevil labels look great with a book. I don't know if it looked great with a green label.
Does it come with a green label? If you get a green label?
You can get them on any. Like it
Okay.
doesn't matter. And I know that I
Okay.
paid for it, so this is already
Yeah.
going to have to unfortunately go back for them to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I'm gonna have to dig. Yeah, if you guys are talking, I'll have to see if I can find.
And now this is a thing. You know, if I send this back and say, hey, it's missing a piece of page 16, can you knock down the grade and give it a blue label?
Yeah, because we've talked about this, that they know that everybody wants to see blue labels now, and if it means getting a lower grade. But you did talk about the other book too. Remember, even with the Tales of Suspense, you remember they gave you the option of, with the whole thing being detached, like either you can get the green label or you could step down and get the blue label and get a lower grade. So maybe this was another one of those you would have had to. But I didn't know that the missing, that small piece missing, would have constitute automatically. See, I'm learning stuff as we keep doing this every time. It's like,
Yeah.
there's so much to this book.
At the end of the day, I don't care. Like I got this first of all, I got this from a good friend. This and Daredevil #8 and a bunch of other books were like $100. So I'm already I don't have much into it that it would break my heart if I had more. First appearance of the owl. Off white to white pages.
Oh, here we go. Missing piece.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I just thought it was gonna be a very low grade Daredevil #3.
Yeah. Man.
Okay, so it says missing pieces from the cover. Okay, cover are factored in the grade based on their accumulated dimensions. If a large missing piece exceeds a certain size, the comic is considered incomplete. Okay, and a missing piece of an interior page did not garner an incomplete unless it affects an area of 2 by 2 or more of the story or an ad. In this case, a comic may be. Oh, okay. In this case, a comic may receive a qualified grade if it is otherwise 3.5 or higher.
Oh, okay.
So they graded this at a 3.5, Jeff.
Yeah, that doesn't even, yeah.
Yeah, that's
or higher, right? Could it have dropped the grade because of that and they gave it a qualified label, or they said it's a 3.5 but it's going to get a qualified label?
Yeah, so again, I'll just read it once more. It says, okay, I just want to, I don't want to read anything. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, okay. Prior to CGC's discontinuation of the incomplete notation in 2022, a missing piece from an interior page did not garner an incomplete unless it affected an area 2 by 2 inches or more of the story or an ad. In this case, a comic may receive a qualified grade if it is otherwise 3.5 or higher. Below that, the missing piece is factored into the universal grade. Missing pieces from a cover will never garner a qualified grade. Okay. Wow. Yeah, but like you said, it's still got to go back because they didn't put the they didn't do the label correctly.
Yeah, so
they'd probably charge me for a regrade though to say, I'd like a lower grade for a blue label.
If you did that, yeah,
because they'll
maybe I don't know, but they messed up, so maybe you could get away with that.
I don't know. Colors look great. I mean, it's a good looking cover. I mean, and the problem with it is on the inside. It doesn't affect the story. I mean,
yeah, it looks like any interior page. It doesn't matter. It seems like they said.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send this back just for the label missing alone.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I didn't read. It's funny with all the defects they have in here. I've never read fully every single defect, to see where it goes into or where it fits into in the grading. So, yeah. Now what about this one? It's like,
what are we gonna do? So so Jeff, we'll kind of recap the audience. Jeff cracked this, was a PGX 4.0. He saw the cover was detached, which we did more research, and even with CGC grades, you can have up to a 4.0 with a detached cover. But Jeff did more research, and what did you find, Jeff?
So as soon as I took it apart, I could see that when you looked at the interior page, I saw staple marks either at the top or the bottom. I don't remember which. So I was like, oh, I didn't catch it. So I looked at the cover and I realized there's no holes going through the cover that would have matched where the staple holes were. So then it made me say automatically, okay, we got a married book here, a Frankenstein book. So when I separated, I started to notice that the staining didn't match either. What was on the cover on the inside did not match what I was seeing on the interior pages. There was enough staining on the interior pages where you could see the pattern was different. So that told me right there that these two did not belong together.
So according to your book and CGC, if that is in fact a married cover, it falls under the qualified grade.
Well, yeah, qualified grade, right?
So this should be a green label.
Right.
If they did their job, correct? Because you read in that book,
right.
that married cover.
If they see the staple holes and that the stains don't match, then they should have given you a green. I know we thought in the beginning it might be restoration, but it didn't fall under that.
Okay, ready?
Won't take much to see green if it's there.
Yeah, we just discovered that.
Oh.
I saw the blue on top.
Oh, stop. So I was going to guess
2.0.
I think the highest I thought with the blue label, I still thought it was only going to be like a 1.8.
2.0. I saw the whole number.
Oh, you did? I didn't see it.
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That wasn't anywhere near it, even what the forum said. I think the highest the forum said was a 2.0, I think.
Wow.
Well, okay. So herein lies the problem. This should be a green label.
Yes.
It should be, yep.
Yes, it should
Now,
be.
I did not try to deceive CGC. It was a test, and I sent a note. I called their customer service. Listen, I've got a book with a detached cover. How do I get a blue label? And they said, write on the paper, which I did, that I would happily take a lower grade due to the detached cover as opposed to, and they photocopied and sent it back to me, as opposed to a green label. I didn't try to deceive them. I just want to see if they'd catch it. So they obviously did not catch it. It does say, doesn't say anything on here. Let me look at the grader's notes and see if it mentions it.
That's so weird, man. That's so weird.
And nothing about detached on the top of the label, huh?
Does not say here. Okay,
Wow.
grader notes. Detached cover, right in the grader notes.
Okay.
Okay.
Heavy crease in the cover, heavy staining to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised detached you'd think would be in the top of that label because it's such a big defect. I mean,
You think it would. I mean, they have, this is green, so it's missing it. But now this speaks to what people complain about is inconsistency. And I watched a great video from, I think it's Collectibles Dad, just put out a video like a week or two ago about, CGC's under a lot of fire lately, but he's in the same, realm that I am, is that third-party grading is good. We need third-party grading to look this stuff over. Like Bruce said, Bruce, you had that X-Men 101 with some stuff that you're going to talk about in an upcoming video, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And, CGC should catch that. Here's an instance where they didn't. And people in the comments may bash them, say, see, they're not consistent. They're not, you're getting ripped off. And it's like, there's always going to be a percentage of error with humans, right? And I don't want to see anyone lose their jobs, but until machines are grading these to a 0.0001% chance of, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like,
I do, yeah.
I think it's difficult because, they'll say, okay, this has been around for 24 years, but, in the infancy of all this, there's a lot that goes into this. And I think this is very difficult. So with our help in helping them, anybody helping them, I think it's going to take time for them to keep getting better, getting a better case, getting, the grading. I think anytime that they see that, I wanted to see it succeed. I'd like to see there be a universal way that this gets done to protect the book, all that stuff. I just think it's a good thing for the hobby, I think.
This is a very small sample size, but I mean, man, from a PGX 4 only dropping a point to CGC, which you did. Jeff worked on this. You did some. You press it and buff it, and
yeah, it was very brittle though. It's one of those things I couldn't really do that much pressing because this had that's a very good looking 3.0. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, look at the back presents very, very well, but it's very brittle. It's a very brittle book.
Yeah.
You can't see it, you know, if you opened up, if you can see the interior. I mean, I know it was because I saw it. So yeah, I mean,
First
yeah,
appearance of the Mandarin, Tales of the Watcher backup story. I mean, the colors are great. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
it buffed up really good. It took it very
Mhm.
well, which I was
I
happy.
I got this from a seller on Instagram. Who, I mean, the price for the PGX slab was 150. So I mean, even with what I paid for that, the grading and Jeff working on it, it's like I think the what this is probably like a 250-ish something dollar book now, which is kind of like a wash. I don't care. I'm not selling it. I love the Mandarin. I wanted his first appearance, but
Yeah.
And those
he
are the
was very cool about it. I reached out to him, and he's like, if that book comes back like a low grade or like whatever, I'll take care of it. He was really cool about it, and
Yeah.
I
what did,
appreciate it.
what did he price it at? Like when he sold it to?
When he
Like
sold it was 150.
right, but I'm sorry. What did he say the grade? He thought the grade would be with the. Did he give?
Oh, for like if it graded over to a CGC.
Well, just because the pricing, because he must have said, okay, I got to price this at what I think the grade is, and you know, because the condition, and I figured maybe he gave you kind of a grade, like a good, or maybe use that term instead. When he
Well, I
gave you
mean, it was in the PGX slab, so he just kind of tried to
go by that,
go by a 4.0, but it was less than a CGC 4.0.
yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe he estimated like a 2.0, you know,
okay.
like half the grade.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he went by the PGX grade. I mean, I guess you,
Yeah.
but you know, they've got such a reputation. We always know that it's probably going to be a lower grade than that. So
Yeah, no, he didn't use a CGC grade or CGC cost
Comp.
for the
Yeah.
PGX grade, if that makes
okay,
He
sense.
didn't use the CGC comp. He used
Right.
right.
He
the
did like
bottom
half of a
barrel.
CGC because he
Right.
knew
okay.
it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, it didn't only a point less than PGX. But I am shocked that I got this back
That's
in a
so
green
weird.
label because of a missing piece, and they didn't catch
Yeah.
the married cover on this.
Right.
I still think both of them are shocking to me. You know, the one, like I
Yeah.
said, it should be flip where that should be the green label. You know, it should be the blue
Yeah.
label. Yeah.
Just switch them.
I know. It's kind of crazy, but
Very weird.
the experiment ends with a blue label. The blue label.
Yeah.
I've still got first appearance in the Mandarin. It's a great looking cover with all his little rings of power on there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I just can't believe this one, man. I can't believe.
Yeah. It's a sad way to learn about the qualified because I didn't catch that myself with that piece missing, you know, that you could get it qualified on the interior page like that, you know, over a certain size.
I should have known because I mean my FF48 is a 0.5 and it's the best looking 0.5 you'll see, but it's missing a chunk out of page 3. So that dropped, but it's not qualified. So I bet someone did the same thing and said, "Hey, I'll take the lowest grade possible."
Yeah.
You know, as to not get it qualified for this book,
Mm-hmm.
so they could sell it, especially being a big key for Silver Surfer.
I think you should be able to do that for sure. Send it back.
It worked with this one. They didn't think twice of it. Obviously, they just said, "Oh, cover's attached." You know, maybe they said, "Hey, this guy's being honest with us." You know, like we're just going to take him at his word. You know, and here's the crazy thing: Jeffrey attached this cover. I had him unattach it after that because just to follow through the experiment. So if that cover was attached, would they have caught it? And would they have given it a 4.0?
You know, we were doing everything honestly. You know, when you put the book together, you know, back together, you know, now we're doing something a little deceiving, which we realized we're like, well, that's not what we're trying to do. We're oh yeah, we could get a higher grade, but
it's not going right from what it was in the PGX slab to
right
from what it was in this one.
That was the thing that I want to say from the very beginning that surprised me. I couldn't understand why this book, if it was detached, why was the top of the top of that page not ripped? It didn't make any sense to me. Like, who would take the book apart to take the cover off and just have the bottom ripped? It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know, but yeah. So I got to send this one back to get the custom label, and this might be another experiment of saying, hey, can I get a lower grade for a blue label, and just you can notate it that it's missing a piece.
Yeah, I think you should be able to do that though. Don't quote me, but It's definitely worth a shot.
Well, I'm going to call them tomorrow anyways and say, first of all, you can check my account. I paid for the custom label. And I know that they know it was supposed to have a custom label because they shipped separately. Whenever you get a custom label, the custom label cannot ship with other books.
Right.
So they ship them separately as if this got a custom label. Oh, that stinks.
I gotta tell you, I'd be really tempted with the other book to say, even bring it up and go, look at, we had someone really investigate this book. I mean, that's up to you. But from that avenue, saying that, look at these two didn't even belong together. What's your thought process on this? Like, does that not even matter to you? And that's why you gave it the 3.0? You know, that that cover does not belong on that book. I mean, you could take
they can't change it now. I mean, this is not like they're going to be like, send it back. We have to.
Or maybe they have, what I'm saying is maybe they've got a logic behind it that we don't know about. You know, maybe it's something that should be in the book that I didn't find it in there.
I want CGC to succeed. I love my graded books, and my whole thought process, besides displaying them, and they look great displayed behind me, is so that my kids can sell them a little more easily when, oh, there he is.
Late to the party.
He's alive.
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
It's okay. All right. You just walked into a backwards kind of thing. I unopened Daredevil 3 first, and I got a green qualified grade because it's missing a small part out of one of the pages. And if it's like a bigger 2x2 or bigger, right, Jeff?
Exactly. Yeah. The way they stated it was, I'll just say it one more time. It goes, 2 by 2 inches or more of this. Okay, no, sorry. Okay, so it says if it's larger than 2 by 2, in this case, a comic may receive a qualified grade if it is otherwise 3.5 or higher. So in this case, 3.5. So they gets the green label.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to send this back, Mike, because I paid for a custom Daredevil label and they did not put it on. So I'm flirting with the idea of saying, hey, regrade it. I'll send along a note saying, you know, if it's less than, you know, it's a 3.5 obviously, and that's why I got the green label. So can you drop the grade to give it a blue label and then just notate it on the cover? So that was a shock when we pulled that out when you watched the video and this drops Wednesday. But this was also shocking too. Yeah. The Tales of Suspense came back. Tales of Suspense with a married cover. They didn't catch it. And Jeff read out of the book. It was supposed to be a green label. For a married cover. And they do in the notes recognize it as having a detached cover. And it got a 3.0. Like, it's not that far off from the PGX grade. And we were just commenting that, like, we want CGC to succeed. Like, you see all these videos of YouTubers, you know, putting out hate and spewing vitriol about them and stuff. But I mean, every one of those YouTubers that's doing it still has a wall of CGC comics behind them. So they've still got some kind of trust and faith in them. So what are your thoughts, Mike?
I mean, that's not a good look there. I mean, I'm shocked that's a 3. Blue label. I'm stunned. That's funny. So, you know, in the fact it was married, Jeff, it was pretty obvious to you, obviously. I think it depends on the grade. It depends on the day. I think a lot of this is that, you know, we tend to think that these are massive companies that have one overarching system of grading, and that may be true, but an individual depends on the day. You know, there's all the jokes. How was their night last night? You know, when you get a good grade, they're human and they're going to miss stuff. So they're not all professionals like Jeff, unfortunately, but it worked out in your favor in this case. So I wouldn't complain too hard.
Yeah, no, not complaining. And this is not a book that I was like looking to get the most out of to flip, because you know me, I just wanted the first Mandarin, and it worked out pretty well at the end of the day for me. I did put on here.
I mean, I advocated for you to not grade it at all. So I hope I'm not the best authority here. I would have kept it as it was and just enjoy it raw.
And
so
I did.
Happy
it did. I wasn't trying to be deceiving. I was just trying to see if they did their due diligence, but I did put the note in there like they advised me to, of, you know, please give it a lower grade because of the detached cover with a blue label as opposed to a higher grade with a qualified. So I don't know if they saw that and they're like, oh, he's being honest with it's just a detached cover, so we're just going to grade it, you know, like.
Yeah.
I think that probably was what it was. They probably didn't even look to see if it was married. They just said it's detached. We're putting it blue. That's fine. And they didn't
Write it off.
bother
And it is that was the
looking
thing.
closer.
That's the thing I was looking at. I said, all right, it's going to be one of two things now. I knew it was either going to be green label with a higher grade, and they caught it, or it's going to be a blue label. They didn't catch it. And it would be a lower grade. So as soon as we saw that blue label, it was much higher than what we were expecting. I like Brandon was saying, I want to see this succeed. It's almost like a part of me is like, I want to just say something to them and say, look at, this is what we found with it. You know, we weren't trying to be deceiving. We thought you guys would catch it.
Yeah, we have the proof.
Yeah, it's like they can't miss it. I mean, the staple marks and the stains don't match.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to. And I said to him, I feel like where they're at now, and the books are going through there so quickly. That's why I leaned towards the blue label. I just felt like I don't know if they would have caught it. You know, due diligence, really looking at it really closely, because I had to really inspect it with the lens. That's how I caught it. I was like, I didn't even see it at first, and then it made me look at other things, the staining and all the other stuff. So.
Yeah,
but they probably don't do that, Jeff. Certainly not with your level of scrutiny. You know, we've all seen the clips of them handling a book, and I was shocked by how informal it is. And unless it's a very, very high value book, I seriously doubt they look that closely at it.
Yeah. That's true.
And maybe that's the only way they can have a turnaround time that they do.
But I want to see them succeed, and I think they're going to have to catch stuff like that. You know, what's an infancy? 20 years.
And we were also saying, Mike, too, that there's always going to be a percentage of error with humans. You know, and unless you had full-on machines doing this that were programmed to, you know, like you're always going to have some kind of possibility for human error in there. And
we need the third-party grader companies because to catch things like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would like I love them. I love my books. I love my slabs. Like I said, it'd be easier for my kids to sell someday.
That's kind of the point of it, right? That's the point, is to catch things like this. Restoration and I don't know.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing in a weird way, right? We're
Right,
complaining that they didn't make your book worse.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted them to find
but it's
it.
a truth part. You know, it's
just wanted them to find
when
it.
You are representing, you know, right. But if you're representing the be all end all of, you know, that service, we expect it to be. We don't want to see any chinks in the armor, right? We don't want to see kinks or anything like that. So, yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
It's going to take groups like us to really help them. It really is. If people are going to be like, that's why I keep pointing at 3.0. It's like, you know, unless it gets pointed out, there's going to be we know there's a lot of books out there that are like that, you know.
Yeah.
What was the guy that was creating these books? I mean, he was the insides had absolutely no comics in them whatsoever. They created these covers on the outside that were so real, and then there was nothing on the inside, just paper, like white sheets of paper, and these were being sold there for a while until somebody cracked it and realized, boy, there's nothing on this. This isn't a real book. So
yeah, and like Mike said in the chat we had earlier, is just that it happens way more. This kind of stuff happens way more than we know.
Yeah. This is quite the experiment.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of the tail end, but I just want to put Mike, you've got this video is going to drop Wednesday, so tonight is a big night for you, huh?
Oh, it's tonight.
On the Wednesday, right. Probably at the same time as this, I will be on with some of my friends. Yeah, Magic Geeks will be on. We're doing a special Whatnot show, which is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and we're gonna be giving away books to people. You know, people can shop and they can buy all sorts of cool stuff, and they have some pretty awesome stuff that they have, including, and I haven't really told anyone this. You guys don't know this, but they actually have some original cells from the original X-Men animated series in the 90s.
Oh,
they actually have some from the 90s. Yeah, we have some pretty cool stuff there. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Yeah, it's definitely a new thing for me. It might very well be the last time I ever do it. It was a lot of work for what it was. I wanted to help out Josh and Larry and give books away to the people who watch Lunch Money Comics. That was it. A lot of work to do that, but yeah, we'll see. Mix things up. Try something new.
Well, I know we'll be in the chat. At least Bruce and I don't know, Jeff. Jeff's got Whatnot on his phone.
I'm gonna try to sneak. I got family in town. I'm gonna see if I can sneak and watch it.
Yeah, no, I want to see you help. It's cool. You always help out your friends. And
what time does it start again, Mike? Sorry.
It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have some books that I'm giving away right? I mean, again, a lot of them are Josh and Larry's right now, but a whole bunch of stuff I'm giving away. Like some of these are just books of mine that I want people to have.
Oh
I
man,
missed a
that's
lot of my
inspired.
milestones, you know,
Ooh,
lately,
wow.
my 11, 12, I'm almost at 13,000. So I get a whole bunch of books here, X-Men books that we're just going to give them away. Again, way more than, you know, Whatnot gave us some money for books, but we're like, we're going to keep giving them away until we get bored, you know, give them away all night. Doesn't matter where they come from. So it'll be fun. I'm excited for it.
That's fantastic. I can't wait. Bruce, what do you got coming up?
Well, I'm leaving for Massachusetts on Wednesday, so I'm going to be traveling that day, but I should be in the hotel room around that time. I'm going to try to visit some shops while I'm in Mass. I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'd like to meet up with Jeff, you know, because he has my 101. We're going to kind of communicate and see how that goes. Mike, I'm sorry I won't have time, but I'll see you at Terrificon now that I'm going, so that's pretty exciting. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And Jeff's just got a stack of comics he's trying to clean for everyone.
I'm doing tons of books, and actually one of my clients had asked me to be on his Whatnot channel, so I'm actually going to be trying to help out his channel and try to sell some books. So I've got some myself that I'll be kind of getting rid of. Some, you know, he sells mostly stuff from the Silver Age and Bronze Age, and so I said, well, I've got a few books that I can, you know, kind of get rid of. So it'll be kind of interesting to do this.
What's the seller's name?
So his name is Carl. And it comes under Carl's Comics is what he's going to be on Whatnot. So he does Fridays. I think he does 2 Fridays a month is what he's doing right now. So he's going to have 2 special X-Men ones that he's going to be doing. So that's, I don't have too many X-Men. So I said, I don't know how I'm going to fit into this, but I said, yeah, I'll do it just to bring some attention to your channel and everything. So,
well, please let us know when you're going to be on there so we can come support you and heckle you from the chat as well. But thanks for joining me tonight, guys. This was a fun experiment. Now I got to call CGC and figure out where the hell my custom label is. But I hope everyone watched this video. Thanks for hanging out, and have a great Wednesday night. Stop by Mike's Whatnot show. And everyone else, thanks for joining. And until next time, keep reading those comics.